Alright, so welcome once again. Gonna do another video on edible and medicinal plants here. I was working on two videos this morning. I already did the one for Queen Anne's lace. We're also out here looking for chicory. It's a plant that often grows with Queen Anne's lace along the sides of roads and stuff. And it's still morning. This is July 3rd, Friday, because chicory only blooms in the mornings. So you gotta, if you want to find it, that's when you gotta go out and look for it. So I did see some back at the parking lot, but the parking lot is just chock full of people right now. So many people. I've never seen that parking lot so full. But anyway, it's supposed to heat up too. It's 95 degrees today. That's 35 degrees Celsius for you European watchers. Yeah, so I'm back at the parking lot, and yeah, wow. I just had to wait a little bit, get some privacy to film, so you don't have to hear a ton of people talking either. But right here's our chicory. It grows in places like this, and it's growing right next to some Queen Anne's lace too. It's a beautiful blue color. Let me get a shadow out of the way. Beautiful blue color. Some chicory here. And it's growing all along the edge here with its friend, the Queen Anne's lace. But by around noon, these flowers will fade and die. So that's what they look like. The little petals have a little bit of a ragged edge to them there. Yes, I am looking for a more quiet spot to film now. I think I mentioned that in my video on Queen Anne's lace. There's just a lot of people there at that parking lot, which is okay, but it makes it difficult to film. So did bring some chicory with me along with his buddy, and just gotta find a nice little place to sit and do this video now. Alright, so we did find a much quieter place to film. You still might occasionally hear people behind me. The rail trail is back there, but brought a specimen of the chicory with me, and so we'll go ahead and talk about some of the edible and medicinal qualities. I don't know if I'm going to have any medicinal qualities for chicory, but it's got quite a few edible qualities to it, so we'll go ahead and talk about that. So here is the chicory. That's how you spell it. Of course, we've already seen how it looks. Like I said, all thing grows with Queen Anne's lace. I have some of that with me here as well, the Queen Anne's lace. It often grows in large quantities, like alongside the road and over in that parking area. It grows in those places like that, where sometimes considered to be waste areas, places that don't get mowed, places that are in the sun. They don't grow so much in the shade. Like right now I'm in the woods. You wouldn't find chicory growing out here in the woods, just like in those open, sunny kind of abandoned areas, like along roadsides and things like that. Along the edges of fields, they're quite common. And like I said, they only bloom in the morning. Usually by noon or a little bit after that, they start to fade away. But there's some sections along the road where the road is just all, well, not the road is blue, but the side of the road is all blue because of these flowers blooming alongside of it. So they're quite pretty. Like I said, they often grow with the Queen Anne's lace, so you see all that blue sprinkled with the large, Queen Anne's lace flowers all along the side of the road. Actually quite pretty, I think. Occasionally, these will be white or pink flowers. I think only once have I seen white flowers. That was back on the farm. So who knows how many years ago that was. I think I saw a white variety. And I've seen the pink ones more often, but white's pretty rare. But occasionally you will find it like that as well. And as always, I'll show you the scientific name here. Chicory intibus. I'll have to take Latin soon if I'm going to keep pronouncing these things. Chicory means fields, because it often grows near the fields. So check my notes real quick. And intibus, I had the idea that it means to cut, I think part of it means that's a hollow stem as well. To cut refers to the leaves. The leaves are very finely cut, delicate leaves. So Chicory intibus. Plant with hollow stems and finely cut leaves that grows near fields. That's what the scientific name means. And chicory goes by other common names as well. One is coffee weed, which gives a hint as to what it can be used for. It's a member of the Dandelion family, so sometimes it's called the blue dandelion. It also looks like daisy, so sometimes it's called a blue daisy. It's also called blue sailors, I guess because it's the color of sailor blue maybe. there's some other names as well. Blue weed, I think, was a name as well. So sometimes, depending on where you are, it may not be called chicory. So just keep that in mind as well when you're looking or researching up this plant. So let's talk some edible qualities of this plant. I did just double check my notes, and it does have a few medicinal properties as well. I have my current notes, but I also remember I have that notebook that I mentioned earlier in the video. I just quick checked that, and I do have some other medicinal purposes written down there for the plant that I kind of forgot about. But let's do the edibility factor of this plant. I must say I do enjoy this plant. It's a symbol. This and Queen Anne's lace are a symbol of midsummer, that July period in summer. That's when they start to bloom. But coffee weed. Chicory can be a coffee substitute. In fact, a lot of European coffees are almost 60 to 40% chicory mixed in with them. So they dig up the root, which kind of looks like a white carrot, a little bit, really thin white carrot. And you can eat the roots as well. You can bake them, and kind of like parsnips. I never tried that before though. But you probably have to. They're probably kind of bitter, so you probably have to boil them good to get the bitterness out. But if you bake and roast the roots and grind them up into a powder, you can make coffee from it. I have tried chicory coffee before, and it is pretty good. They say it has like a more of a woody or a nutty flavor. I should get some again. But I know in hard times, like during the Great Depression and stuff, when coffee wasn't available for obvious reasons, well, regular coffee grounds, they would make it out of chicory or mix it in with regular coffee grounds to make it last, I guess you could say. So you can try that. I have never tried that yet. It's on my list of things to do. So maybe we need to make a video on chicory coffee. I did a video on dandelion coffee once. I should do that again, but chicory coffee. Some other edibility factors. The leaves and the flowers can be used in salads. I've never tried the leaves. In fact, when I picked this, I didn't pick any of the leaves with me, but I might try the flower in a moment, because I like the flower though. Maybe at the end of the video I'll try the flower, see what it tastes like. But yeah, you can put those in salads. I'm guessing there's a bit of a bitter taste to them, especially when they get older. Maybe when they're younger and haven't started flowering yet, they might have a better taste to them. Also, I think chicory root has been used to flavor certain types of beer as well. So if you're into homemade beer making, you might want to look into that as well. So this is the edibility factors for chicory. And the one medicinal feature that I had looked up from my old notebook is that it's good for intestinal worms or internal parasites. So I guess you could make a tea out of it, or even, I don't know if just eating the roots would help with that. I don't have anything more written about that in my notes, but I guess you could try it. And I'll put my disclaimer in here once again about these plants. If you ever do choose to eat wild plants or use them medicinally, make sure you do your own research and study things, so you're not, using the wrong plant or using things incorrectly that could cause harm to yourself or to others. Having said that, I know this is chicory, and I know that you can eat the flowers as a salad, or the leaves. So let's try what the flower tastes like here. I've never eaten a chicory flower before. Can't really say it has much of a taste. I don't really taste anything, so I guess maybe the leaves would be better in a salad. Maybe the flower just adds, well, there's not much of a flower left. The flower just might add some little prettiness to a salad. Most salads don't have blue in them, so maybe that would add a little bit of a interesting color to your salad. All right. So that is chicory. So if you're driving along the road, probably most any place in the US, I would assume, you see the side of the road, like driving down in July, you see the side of the road filled with those tall blue flowers. It's chicory. That's what it is. So, and if you run out of coffee, you can go out there and bake and roast those roots and make you some coffee. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you around.